Hi there, hello all my Community Ed friends. Today I'd love to show you how to illustrate a tree, how to paint a tree. And there's a summer tree and there's an autumn tree. And seeing as it's October, I'm hoping we'll start with the autumn tree. So I'll work as quickly as I can to try and fit it in. I have a light pointed brush, and up here you'll see I have the warm colours down here. I'm orange, yellow, ochre, medium yellow, deep yellow, cad, and cadmium, medium yellow, white, and the two sap green, hooker green, and raw umber and burnt umber. So if you are buying colours, you'll need your three primaries always: red, blue, yellow. A raw umber is a wonderful one to have in your arsenal, and so is burnt umber, particularly raw umber. It has a bit of green in it, and if you're ever buying a green, sap green is a great green. It's got, oops, I've got all over my finger, it's got a bit of yellow in it, so it's a little bit warm, and of course white, and tread carefully with black. So we'll just draw a tree trunk really quickly. I'm going to mix the raw and the burnt. The burnt umber has a little bit of sort of a red in it, and very quickly I'm going to just slightly pointy brush, start at the top and work down just nice and thick as you get to the bottom. Just a bit of water, there we go. There's a bit of a base. And as you go up, just remember there's nothing organised in nature, so resist the urge to be organised. It's a bit of a human thing, I think. And you want to get a triangular shape, approximately a triangular shape. So you start putting your branches out like this, slightly thicker ones to the bottom. Here we go. And vary them. Don't put them directly across from each other. And you don't want these too dark either. And you can build up all these extra bits as you go up. What I'm going to do now as I go up the tree, I'm going to change my brush into a small chiseled brush, so I can be a little bit more controlled, just for these little branchy things that I'm going to do. And really these just little sticky things, put one, join them up any which way. And mostly these are going to get all covered up anyway with leaves in a second. But it's just to guide you along and give you a sense of sort of where you're going with your paint. So you get an approximate triangular shape there. You can do another one here if you like. And off you go. So now we'll fly into the painting part. Now, so I'm going to start with, you can either use a chiseled brush or a point. Now these are just about a tenner for a whole pack in Kriegel Art or Lidl. Sometimes they come in Lidl. They're great. I'm going to chance it with the chiseled brush, and I'm going to wet it, but not too wet. And seeing as it's autumn, I'm going to go for the burnt umber and the raw umber, and I'm going to blank out, and I'm going to go like this. So clumps of darkness, dark leaves. I'm going to go as fast as I can now, and I hope it works out going at this speed, that I don't make a complete mess of it. But trees, flowers, anything sort of natural like that, they're very forgiving. So fire away, you can't go wrong, and you can always paint over. So you've got a kind of an outline there with lots of dark stuff. I put another bit of dark stuff. Normally, of course, you'd be used to me hearing that always block out the background first, paint your background. But for illustration purposes, I just want to show you how to paint a tree. And I'll do another one with a background at another point. So I'm going to go and warm up some colours. So I'm going to start yellow ochre. If you buy nothing else, it's the most wonderful colour. I'm going to blend a teeny bit. I'll mix a couple of these up here now. So I'll come in now, I'll graduate. It's quite dark, quite dark yet. And as my brush gets drier, take it out to the edges here, and you can get these lovely sort of leafy, lovely see-through leaves that you get at the edges of the trees and the base of the tree where the leaves are thinning out. So you can see it starting to take shape, and we'll start to warm up now a little bit. And basically continue like this. Be a bit mindful that it doesn't get a bit too roundy. Mine is getting a little bit roundy there. Have some jutty outy bits. And you're going to wind up covering it all up really almost. Now I'm going to get a bit warmer again here. And you carry on like this. And what I didn't do here now is, I'll do that now. Seeing as I have a bit of yellow, I'm just going to take a little bit of this sap green, which is dripping here, and I'm going to mix kind of a warm green base, which I think with a bit of yellow ochre will look nice, just so that the tree isn't suspended in sort of thin air. So we just give it just very, nothing much. Yeah, great. And get that out of my brush. And I'll just darken up the trunk a bit. You know, trunks, they're kind of uneven things. And just set it into the ground there. There we go. I'm getting to like this brush. And here we are. Now I'm going to lighten up again here, getting quite yellow here now. Deep, tiny bit of ochre in it just to take the heat out of it. And we'll keep going. And we may need to darken this up a little bit here and there as well. I think we will. That might be getting just a little bit on the orangey side, so we'll go back up here a little bit. And you need it to be nice and thick. Well, especially with the white behind it. If you have the sky behind it, you can pretend, you know, that the leaves are all falling off. But just for this purpose, I think we'll going to pop more of this dark stuff in here now, so you get a sense of branches and coming through, particularly in autumn, you get that just dark wood coming through. And we're nearly there. Let's see what's left on the brush. Yeah, I'm going to just add a wee bit of white here with the colour on the brush. I'm just going to kind of nip in here and there, maybe lighten up a bit of the tree trunk so we can have the light coming. You will have light, so let's say the light's mostly coming from this side. And usually in autumn there is quite a lovely low light. Just put a bit over here as well. I might even whiten it up another tiny bit. Just. And there we are. I'm not sure how that looks now because I always have to stand back to have a quick look. But are we starting to look? I'll show it up close to give you a verdict and see how they, yeah. And if it gets a bit too solid, just go back in. Just go back in. Use your own judgment, and you know you might need a little bit of a dark cluster here and there. You know, if it's a fine line, isn't it? You'll have no bother doing this. Lots of you are way ahead of this. So I'll bring it up a little bit close, and I'll do a few. That trunk is perhaps a little bit thick on it, but that's what happens. We can maybe block out a tiny bit of it, just to show you that you can correct anything, absolutely anything. So we come back in here. It's hard to see it when you're so up close, and those of you who know me, I'm always getting you to stand back from your work so that you can see what's going on with it, what's going right and what's going wrong with it. So you can, yeah. I'm not sure if that improves it. Well, it does. And when you'd be painting in your background, a sky and background, you can fix these little things that go a little bit wrong. So that's the autumn one. And the next one I'll do will be the summer tree. I think I had it there. And it's really just the same. I did it a little bit more full. And just a slightly different palette. But the same. And once you have that down, your trunk slim to wider, set it grounded and triangular shapes. You can always add in a few more trunks, little branches, and good luck with that. So that's part one. So I'll do a series of trees and then setting them into a background, the sky as well. Good luck. Take care of yourselves.